Okay, solving equations C grade. Remembering that there is D grade solving equations. This is going to be on the foundation and higher paper, and if you were doing the higher paper you might want to look at solving equations B grade and the further grades that's going to be put on. Right, how to solve this one to start off with. Essentially you've got a bracket and you've got unknowns on both sides. That's why it's a C grade, not a D grade question. Right, couple of ways to do this. I mean, probably the easiest way is to expand this bracket. So I'm going to do nothing to this side here. It's still going to be 5x plus 4. Over this side I'm just going to multiply the bracket, so that's going to be 3x, and that's going to be plus 12. Okay, now at this point here, put him back. There you go. Glad. Right then you've got what is essentially then a D grade question. You can go to solve it. So for my D grade work I want to take 3x off both sides. So I'll do that and I'll be left with 2x plus 4 equals 12. Okay, I'm going to take 4 off both sides and you're going to get 2x equals 8, and so x equals 4. And if you want to pause it at this point and substitute the numbers back in to make sure it works, then feel free. Right, next question. Let me move it. Right, the next question will have a bit more difficult, this one. 2x over 3 minus, let's have x over 4, and that equals 5. Okay, we've got a few divisors here. Now they are my initial problems. This one there and that one there. There's only one way to get rid of divisors, and that's to multiply by the number that's being divided by. So the first one I'm going to get rid of is the 3. So I'm going to multiply everything on both sides by 3. Multiply that one by 3, that element by 3, and that element by 3. So 2x over 3 multiplied by 3 just means the 3's cancel. So that's just going to leave 2x. Then I've got minus 3 lots of x over 4. If I multiply x over 4 by 3, I'm going to have 3 lots of x over 4. So minus 3 lots of x over 4, and that equals 15. Okay, I've got no issues at the moment. I've simplified my equation slightly because I've lost one of the divisors. Right, lose the second one in a similar process. I've got divide by 4, I'm going to times by 4, times by 4, and times by 4. So now I'm making the whole everything 4 times bigger, and when I do that I'm going to have 8x here. I'm going to have minus 3x because the divide by 4 and the times by 4 cancel, and then I'm going to have 15 times 4, which is 60. Simplify this side, 8x minus 3x is 5x, that equals 60, so x equals 12. Again, pause it at this point if you want to run through that and check it yourself, making sure everything's okay. You could, if you wanted to, substitute that back into your equation. It would all depend on how much time you've got in the exam and how comfortable you are. Probably move on to your next question, and at the end of the exam these are the sort of things where you go back and you check, because it might take a little bit too long. Right, let's do one that's about the same level. Okay, there he goes. Yep, you can see that. Good. Right, 7 minus x all over 4 equals 10. I want rid of the divisor first. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. Okay, and then rewrite them. The 4's just cancel here, so I'm going to be left with 7 minus x equals 40. Okay, now I've got a negative x here, and I don't want a negative x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this by adding x to both sides. You'll see in a second why I do that. If I add x to both sides here, I'll be left with 7 because the x's will cancel. And over here, I'll be left with 40 plus x. And then, to solve the equation, I've got 1x over here, I'm just going to remove the 40. If I remove 40 from both sides, I'll be left with my equation. 7 minus 40 is going to be minus 33. That equals x. It's pretty ugly, not a nice answer, but that's what it leaves you to believe, because if 7 minus x equals 40, then x, you're taking something off 7, but you end up with a number that's bigger. So it's got to be negative. It's got to be a minus minus to make a plus, if you like. Okay, and that minus minus has to be, in this case, 33, and that will get you to plus 40.